doing? Oh, hey, everybody. We're live. Welcome to Habanos Saturday Live, the only cigar show that gets you from A to Z relatively quick. And we've got some big surprises that are going to happen for you today.
Really?
The first surprise is, let me just play this little cartoon before we run the real credits. Oh, there we go. There we have it. There it is. Okay. So there you go. You didn't put any music or anything with it. So that's all there is. So the people on the podcast, you'll have to watch the show for the first 5 seconds. And now, just to begin the show, here we go.
Welcome to Habanos Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live.
And we are here. Oh my goodness. Welcome to everybody. It's the Habanos Festival Apocalypse Show. Welcome to Habanos Saturday. You have
That's all sorts of apocalypse.
Apocalyptic.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Ooh,
Would it be apocalypse going on?
It's Apocalypse. It's the Havana Apocalypse show for all you people. So we were just discussing it. Now all the fans are piling in because we're back at our normal time. We heard the outcry, and we're back at this ungodly hour on the East Coast. So just for you, the fans.
Listen to the feedback. Actually, I don't think anyone in particular really liked the show timing change.
No, they didn't. They were all like, "What are you doing?" We're like, well, I guess we're going back. So we tried it for 2 weeks, didn't work. So now we're back. So all those fuckers better get.
I just want to thank you. Actually, if anything, you did it for my convenience more than anything else.
I did. Because you're at that age where you're envious of a stiff wind. So now let's discuss the topic at hand. I don't want to say anything, but we are very whatchamacallit. This could be part of the topic at hand. So I don't know if we're going to have that discussion or not. But moving along.
It's not really. It's just Usman has left the building, as they say.
I miss him already.
A bit like Elvis. When Elvis is done, he does the mic drop. And he's gone.
Yeah. He left the building. Yeah, he left it with a kite flight. Anyway, so let's discuss this Cuban Habana Festival. This seems to be the topic of everybody on the planet right now. It's so we were just discussing before we came live that apparently there's no gas in Cuba, and I'm talking. There's a lot of food there that gives you gas, but there's no like Petro to get you home. You were talking to someone yesterday that was there from Canada. Oh, Canada. Sorry. And they were telling you that they can't get home. They're going to have to swim, and he can't swim 90 miles, apparently.
Right. So we all know about the politics of the region. I mean, in the last couple of months, Cuba has been going through a shitty time for as long as I've been on this planet. But
right.
The escalation in recent months, and we're talking about it only because, well, we may be talking about it in a different context, but we were talking about it because it impacted their tobacco industry. Their tobacco industry has their significant festival every year at this time in February. It's due to happen next week. Yep. It's not happening. It's been postponed. That word is very important.
Cancel is a bad word. Cancel is a bad word.
Cancel is a bad word.
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, people have various people that I've spoken to, Cubans and non-Cubans,
right,
have taken this very personally.
Yes.
Are very sensitive to the words being used, and they have different perspectives. Even Cubans have different perspectives on this. Right. There are some who are humongously agitated that the event has been forced to be postponed, if I can put it that way.
Sure.
Which is a reasonable feeling. There are others who think that the festival in itself has gone beyond certain boundaries because, generally speaking, the people there, the Cubans, the local Cubans, have always been in some sort of sieged position. They're a sieged nation. They're a sanctioned nation. They don't have enough food supplies. They don't have enough petrol. They don't have enough all of those things, and yet all these rich people fly in and they have a fabulous time and smoke fantastic cigars and drop little pieces of charity and fuck off. Right. So there's a great deal of resentment for that as well. You can't kind of like, there are other parts in the world that I've seen that are a bit like this, but Cuba is very much up there. So for the last, at least, so I was meant to go to this festival. It would have been my first time, the 60th anniversary of their top brand, Cohiba. And my aim was sort of last week at this time, I was going to put today as the deadline to decide. And events have moved much, much faster than that, in the sense that for the past 3 or 4 days, there has been an escalation, at least sitting here in London. I've been tracking the UK travel, Foreign Commonwealth Office travel advice to Cuba, and every single day, the alerts have gone higher and higher. In the sense that have caution when you go, then don't go if you don't need to. And then now we've got another, we had one 2 days ago which said flights are being cancelled, etc. And today I got another alert saying that there is no more fueling of aircraft at any international airport in Cuba. So there's no more fuel. So you may want to fly, you may fly in, or you may have already flown in, but you're going to have, unfortunately, I don't wish this on anyone, unfortunately, difficulty getting back home, at least in the short-term period, right? So my feeling was, even last week, perhaps the week before, hang on, fuel and all these things to one side, festival to all these things to one side. The human element is this. Personally, it's a very personal thing. I don't think it's very moral to go. I don't think it's moral. I think the decision is correct, by the way. Let me start with this. I think the Habanos decision is correct. I think there was no other decision to be made. I think their hand has been forced, whether they like it or not, whether you're with Habanos or not with Habanos. I think this was the correct decision because it puts a ridiculous burden on the local economy. I mean, if you are going to have anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 delegates at an event like this, and I would have imagined had it gone on, there would have been slightly less than normal, obviously. Then there are locals who have to serve food. There are locals who have to do transportation or enable transportation. I mean, the whole hospitality industry is made up of the locals, the local population. And these are people who are having difficulty themselves getting about, sending their kids to school or eating out. I mean, we're talking that level. And so I felt already, hang on, why would I do that, right? And then there are people that we commonly know, people who've bought their tickets, who are going to be grossly disappointed that they can't necessarily get their flight tickets back. Some people can, some people can't. I mean, it's a bit of a kerfuffle. And it's really, it's a kind of blame apportion game right now. I'm finding that people who are meant to attend the event, not necessarily me, I'm a bit chillaxed about this, to be very honest with you, are sort of saying, oh, it's the government's fault, it's the US's fault, it's Cuba's fault, it's this fault, it's everyone can fuck off, and we're still going. And you know, and then also then I've met Cubans in London. I'm not going to name names, right? But I've met Cubans in London who's saying that it's all a hypocrisy in the first place, you know, to have such extravagant events in Cuba, whilst the locals aren't able to participate in itself is something. So, you know, the whole mix. Having said that, there is no one who's particularly happy about this. And so this is culminated in the postponement of the Habanos Festival, which was meant to be a ridiculously important one this year.
Because the 60th anniversary of Cohiba, and the short we did 2 years ago in November, we did a joke on a Cohiba cigarette, or cigar, I'm sorry, a cigar, and it's just exploded. I mean, it's been crawling over, but like in the last couple of weeks because of this event, now because of the postponement, that thing is just exploding again, which I thought was very interesting.
But I noticed that this was about the Cohiba Ambar that came out almost sort of like 2-ish years ago, just under 2-ish years ago.
But it's interesting because everybody we speak to about the festival, as you know, we were planning on going. For us here, it's very simple. From Monte Carlo, we jump on a jet and we're there in 10 minutes. For you guys, it's an event, And it was sort of like up until Wednesday, everyone's like, okay, okay, okay. Then all of a sudden, people that we know finally sent messages that said, hey, they are postponing it. And actually, they didn't use the word postpone. So now the hypothesis is it's either going to be up in September or the same time next year.
Well, quite frankly, who's to know? Who would have been able to predict 2 or 3 months ago that this would happen?
Right.
And I can understand that people are agitated. I mean, you know, for me, it was a very easy proposition to go there. I mean, I didn't put too much effort into going there, right? But for those who've made a great deal of effort, who've planned well in advance, who are embedded in the industry, for them, it's sort of a critical part of their networking. It's a critical part of being surrounded and meeting people that they don't necessarily meet throughout the year. You know, when everyone, I know the value of events. When everyone flies in and are all in the same place, that's a breeding ground for, you know, making new friendships, doing business, all that kind of stuff, right? So a lot of people had a lot of hopes in this festival, and it can't happen. But who knows when it will happen? I don't know. I can't predict that.
It will happen. And so here's what I did. I did some research because, you know, I kept saying why. And Eurus and Ruben and I think AJ, they're going to try to make their way onto the show this morning if they can and give us their opinion. I looked up. So in I forget it was 1966 or 1996 or 98, Helmsley something act, which is a congressional act, is why we cannot trade with Cuba. So Russia, biggest communist place on the world, we traded with. North Korea, we do some stuff with. Iran, Iraq, But Cuba, the little island 90 miles off the coast of Miami, we have a congressional sanction against them that we cannot do squat, which to me is like the dumbest thing on the planet. Like, seriously, like we're just going to let people die. Okay, good enough. I mean, that's all right, great, but we're a good country. I mean, enough is enough. There's communism, there's socialism. We have communism here in America. What are you going to do? Take the people out back like a horse and shoot them? I mean, we do that, but we don't talk about it. So it's kind of one of these things. It's like, enough's enough. We're in the year 2026, last time I checked, or if you're Jewish, 5746. It's one of these, it's like enough is enough. Like, well, whatchamacallit?
I think it's
good morning to our fans,
obvious,
by the way.
The world doesn't make any sense, especially these days, right? Yeah. But I suspect that when it comes to places like Cuba, or specifically Cuba, all of these things are sort of like these are conveniences. They're sort of like convenient standoffs that kind of benefit people in power more than anything else. There you go. There's some very, very interesting messages. I like the fact that I don't know what it is when you go live on your Instagram, you get the most.
Yes, I got a happy Valentine's Day. Thank you very much for that. I go morning all. Thank you for that. And we have Israel is the devil. I know Israel. He lives 3 doors down from me. And you're right. The guy is a prick. So 100% agree with that. If you're talking about the country, not so much. So there you go. So yes, we love our fans in the morning because, you know, we like the fact that they come on. And then the ones on Instagram, we go back and forth to read their comments.
Very spicy.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you're going to do a show, you got to do a show. The fans are excited now because we're back at the, whatchamacallit. Christopher writes, do you gents intend to smoke today? And if so, what is on the menu? I am going to be smoking later because here on the yacht, we can't because apparently the petro near the helicopter will explode. And apparently that's a bad thing. All these people that work for me are pussies. So later I'm going to be smoking in celebration of the year of the massive penis. I'm going to be smoking the year of the horse cigar by Davidoff.
I suspect you, at least for this month, in some sort of salutation to the Cuba issue, you should try and smoke Cuban, and within that, you should try and smoke Cohibas.
Well, just so
this is 60th.
You know, I know, and just so we're clear, I'm going to have a Cuban later. I don't know her name, but I will, and that's how I'm going to celebrate. But I will be smoking Cubans tomorrow. We're going to be.
It would be very interesting if
Cuban last.
No, if Raven can make it on, because Raven was local.
He was there last week.
2 3 days. No, even 2 3
Yeah.
days ago he was in Cuba. So I wonder what sentiments he's going to bring. I wonder if he's able to comment.
Now, wait, before we go, let's not blow off Christopher. So, Christopher, today I'm smoking a Year of the Horse. I'm also smoking a Diamond Crown Tampa special blend, which is two of my favorites. And then tomorrow, and last Sunday, I smoked a Cohiba Amber, which you talked about. I'm also going to be smoking some Juan Lopez's tomorrow because Sunday is Cuba Day, where we all get together and we smoke Cuban cigars, and then we go and have a nice lunch and smoke more Cuban cigars and drink scotch, and then forget what our names are. There you have it.
The year of the Horse for which brand?
Davidoff is. I'm going to smoke their Year of the Horse later today.
Davidoff Year of the Horse. Okay, I haven't had that. I wonder if it's slightly manure-y.
Now, let me just say, he asked, the Year of the Horse, I must tell you, was better than the Year of whatever last year. I haven't had the Year of the Dragon. I've ridden a dragon. If you watch How You Train Your Dragon, I helped with that. But anyway, I did I didn't have the Year of the Dragon. The Year of the Horse is just a full body but smooth smoke. And I'm not one of these guys that's going to talk about flavors and it's this and it's that, because the Cubans, if you talk to them, think that's all bullshit. And it's just a beautiful smoke. So
Christopher has a comment about
the amber. It's a nice, it's a good smoke.
The amber is actually a very nicely balanced cigar. I had it when it was issued. So this would be sort of late 2004.
Yep.
And I smoked it again and again and again because I was enjoying it. And even as a new issue, it was very, very balanced. Not too strong a cigar. I had all those little complex notes, those little bursts of interesting aroma and flavors. I'm not one of those people that's going to do this sort of like I get coffee and bananas anymore, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because you got told on the lavender didn't really exist.
Yeah. Actually, no. Within the joke, this is just language. I'm sure there is stuff that doesn't translate, is lost in translation from the Spanish to the English, right?
If I may, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we have, as you can hear from the sirens in the background, a very special guest about to come in.
I'm already here.
No, we have let me rephrase it for your ego. A more special guest is about to join us.
Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct from somewhere in the hidden bunker in London.
He is there. The hidden bunker. The hidden bunker.
There you go, in the hidden bunker.
What are you talking about? I'm not in yes, it is a hidden bunker. You're absolutely right.
I'm going to throw you right in the middle of it, AJ. You know what I was talking about?
Hey guys.
Guess what we were talking about. But on the other hand, the layer underneath that, AJ, is that just about everyone I've spoken to is very sentimental about this in one way or the other. No one's like very chillaxed. That oh well, next time. Everyone has like a sort of like blame the Americans, blame the British, blame everyone who's talking the festival down. It's like that. It's a very sensitive issue. You look chillaxed about it. You got a smile.
I'm chillax. Hey, happy Valentine's, everybody. I know I might have missed you guys saying all that earlier. Happy Valentine's, okay?
Basically, you're our Valentine today.
You're our gift, AJ. This is it now. I don't have to do anything the rest of the day. My Valentine's Day is made. So there you go.
Don't be silly. Don't be like that. Guys will be listening. Whoever's listening might say, "Oh my God." To guys cringing like this, huh?
I know it's the best. It's the best to make the fans
have some women
cringe.
in here.
I know, right? Well, we did invite some women, but they tell us no. I don't know.
This may be the wrong person to say this to. This may be I'm talking about AJ, right? Yeah. Because generally speaking, cigars is a man's world.
Oh, don't even go down that line, okay?
Wow,
you really like to dig a fucking hole, don't you?
Yeah.
Huh?
And jump in, dig it, and jump in.
There you go. Well, Christopher.
No, I say that as a poke,
and Christopher says, AJ, he hopes you're well, and he'll be popping by number 6 just to let you know. So whoever Christopher is, he's going to be popping by shortly, I guess. So
Christopher's
Okay.
Reef. Christopher. Okay.
well, Christopher Reeves, he's dead. So you have a ghost apparently popping by. So good luck with that. But let's talk about the Cuban festival if we can, because that's what we were all kind of WhatsApping each other yesterday about. So I'm assuming you heard a little bit at the beginning of the show. So what's your take? I mean, of course, our title is the essential. So, you know, the over.
Wait, what are you guys smoking?
I'm going to
I'm
smoke
smoking.
later. I can smoke here on the yacht because helicopter and Petro. I'm going to have a Year of the Horse by Davidoff.
What are you
because
smoking?
It is the Year of the Horse. What are you smoking?
I thought I'd pick up an old P&L, a Paul Larrañaga
Paul
Petit
Larrañaga.
Coronas without the band.
Wow.
Oh, this is okay. So this would be. Did you take the band off? It was already debanded.
No, it doesn't have a band. And look, I've
Very
got
good.
Macpies which don't work. There you go.
Now, this for the kids at
I
home,
got
this
it.
is how you properly light your cigar. So there.
This
you
is
go.
how you light your cigar. Okay.
There you go.
This is how you
Properly.
light your
There's
cigar.
a lot.
Okay.
AJ's like, great. Now I have pressure.
Take your time. Take your
So,
time. No need to
this-
rush.
yeah,
We've got a
this is
long
gonna be-
conversation.
We do, and this is going to be a great short. So
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
So-
before I say my bit, I missed earlier. You probably guys have started talking about it already because I'm sure Reza wants
we
to
can't
get
keep
straight to the subject.
right. We can't
Well,
keep
this
them quiet.
is that's the folly of going online because unfortunately I kind of dive in straight away. All I was saying, just as a quick recap, AJ, was that
That was a 1 inch. That was a one match. That was a one match,
like.
and I haven't cut the top yet. Yeah,
Ooh,
so now I'm going to cut it
Ooh.
now, and
This is
that's
then
unusual.
mm,
Lighting before cutting.
you should try it because the
Really?
smoke when it goes up the cigar cannot get out.
Right.
And when you cut it, it's like boom. You get
Nice.
I've
like,
just learned something brand new. It didn't even occur to
Oh.
me. It's never. That is a major tip.
Yeah.
That could be a short. That's a major
It's
tip.
going to be.
Light
Not
the
only is it
cigar
going to
before
be a
you cut it.
short, we're going to put that on
Mm.
T-shirts. You know, you cut the
I'm going to
tip.
start doing that with cigarettes now.
Oh my God! There we go. Oy vey. Yes. So when I smoke my cigar later, I'm actually going to try that. AJ, thank you. I
Try
learned
it.
something today. I will. I'll let you
No,
know.
that is a
good.
top tip. That's a top tip from Mr. AJ Patel, number 6
Good.
Cavendish.
I'm sure there's guys who are watching. I'm sure they've tried that.
Maybe there could also be some girls that
I've
are watching.
never
Just
done that
saying,
in my whole
you know.
life. It's never happened.
When I say guys, I mean
Yes.
not
Right.
guys.
When you
as
say
in-
guys,
I
you mean
just
the men
mean
who
guys as
should
in
be in this
plural,
industry.
everybody. Okay, includes everybody.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna be one of those shows, kids. Buckle in. So okay.
It is what it is. It's just
it-
jokes and fun and laughter. It's having a
Oh,
nice time.
we
No,
are
but
joking?
AJ, to cut
Okay.
to the chase. So what I was saying is that look, for the past week or so, increasingly, almost on a daily basis, this sort of the news of this festival that it may happen, may not happen, has been escalating based on the local resources and infrastructure and pressure on the infrastructure in Cuba. My personal point of view was, and it hasn't been since last week, it's been since a couple of weeks, ever since this crisis happened, was that I feel personally that there was a level of immorality in going to enjoy yourself in an environment where the locals are so overly burdened, right? Okay. I mean, for example, if the festival was still happening, which I think is a correct decision they made to postpone it, maybe they could have made that decision slightly earlier, but that's always in hindsight, yeah. Is that, you're going to be sitting there having a $1,800 dinner, right? And being served by people who had difficulty getting to the event themselves or have difficulty feeding their families or whatever. And that'd be ridiculous. So that's the direction I'm coming from. But I've spoken to so many people about this, and everyone in one way or the other is very, very sensitive about the situation. I wonder where you stand.
Well, I don't think. Obviously, reading on social media. Okay, it's all about social media. That's the best way. That's the only way to get information out fast now.
Right.
So, still to this day, I mean, I've read, trying to read the news today if there's any announcement through Habanos, and there hasn't been any announcement. I don't know. Have you heard anything?
We have not.
I've heard everything that you've heard. That's a
Okay, so you
it's a
haven't.
very curious thing for you to say. That
Yeah,
actually in itself is a very curious thing. Habanos haven't
yeah.
had to
So
say anything.
Habanos hasn't said
Hang on.
Habanos hasn't said a word
No.
at
Sorry,
all.
I'm going to cut you off. Because Jassim is one of the official ambassadors for Habanos, correct?
Hmm.
And he was live this morning.
I missed that.
Well,
Too early for me.
no, he was live this morning about
From
2
where?
hours ago talking about the postponement of the event. So as an official ambassador and
Mm,
as a past hombre habano,
mm.
does his word not his word would have some weight, correct?
Do you know what? It depends. Listen, people who are in the game, like myself, yeah. We've been in the cigar business for quite a while, been to all the festivals, support everything that Habanos do, and do. Um, but we haven't heard from Habanos. We've heard from other people
Yeah.
that it's either delayed or cancelled or this or that, and even talking to Cigar Aficionado and Cigar Journal,
Yeah.
both obviously has publicized that it's been postponed,
Yeah, but
right?
they could not
But
have done.
they
They could go on.
but they
Sorry, go on.
even they have said, right, this is not official news from Habanos. Okay, so Habanos up to now still have not said anything.
No, but hang on, AJ. If someone has publicized that, commercial entities, I'm not talking about like the likes of me, yeah, right? If commercial entities have publicized that and it's wrong, then Habanos can sue them.
They're not going to sue them, okay?
No,
Because the
I
thing about
understand. I
social media,
understand.
the thing about
No,
social media is anybody can say what they want.
Point. Now,
this is a
our guy, just so you know, Ruban, our guy that was there 2 days ago in Cuba, he actually sent a text to us the other day, which said that supposedly, and he put that in big letters, supposedly the event has been canceled to either September or the same time next year.
no,
I
not
think a
canceled,
lot.
postponed.
Sorry, postponed. Sorry, postponed.
Thank you.
And mostly because I guess of the oil embargo and all the other stuff. And that's what we were talking about in the beginning of the show. Congress passed in 1998 the Helmsley Something Act, which basically makes it illegal for Americans to either trade with Cuba, do business in Cuba, yada, yada, yada. So it would take an act of Congress, and that's not even tongue in cheek. That's just real for us to do something to go from A to Z, which is crazy.
Well, we haven't heard from Habanos, okay?
Right.
And yeah, do I get teased off? Do I get annoyed? Yes, 100%. 100%. But me and Rekha, obviously, and Bauna as well. Bauna wasn't going to come. It was Rekha and I that go to the festival. We made our decision last weekend, and on Monday, we sent a message to hunters to say, look, we are not going to come to the festival, so please do not put our name forward for the tickets. And the reason we did that is, yeah, Cuba is right now very unstable. Um, we would love to go there, okay? Purely
Right.
because every time we go there, we see our friends, we see a lot of people that we've met in throughout the years and become friends. And we take a lot of stuff with us, a lot of goodies that we give out, virtually all four, too large, 4 rucksack. So the only thing that I got clothes in it is our small carry-on that has our entire week's clothes in there. Everything else has got food, medicine, chocolates, gifts, and everything like that. So we go for the festival because we're in the game. That's why we go. But on top of that, we go there because we can give and not take care, but try and help out on as much as you can to give stuff to the people we know. And we wanted to go, but my problem is if there's no way of getting back, being stuck in Cuba, I know that we'll be well looked after with the people that we know. 100%.
Right.
But, we got to think of business wise, even though Banners here, we've got both the shops, it's difficult to run, with one person, and me and Reka both stuck there. But so this is one of the main reasons that we cancelled as well, okay? Because of being stuck there, we don't know what's going to happen. And other thing is that I wouldn't, and Reka wouldn't like to dress up like we do, you know, go to opening events, drinking, eating, partying, and then as you're driving away, the whole area has got no electricity. And you know what? If you don't have a heart, it doesn't bother. You can do this without any emotional attached at all. But when you do have emotions attached, and we do, with the Cuban people, for many years that we've been going, we absolutely love the Cuban people. And to see them suffer, I wouldn't like, and if we go, even though the people know us, right, they will look at us in a different way, in a
Yeah.
different light.
Right.
Yeah, thinking, okay,
Not necessarily a sympathetic one either.
no,
No.
Yeah.
no. It's like, okay, so you are like this. So you only come here because of cigars. You don't really come here for us. Because if you did, you wouldn't come here because of the situation we're going through. And a lot of social media, you say this has been happening for years in Cuba. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's never happened like this before in Cuba. Never, not to this
Right.
extreme. Okay. I talk to a lot of Cubans by WhatsApp, and they say it's worse than the special period they had. It's worse than then.
Mm.
Yeah, and they've been strangled. It's literally been, someone cutting your tap off and said, right, now we just have to wait and see you bleed. Yeah,
Well,
But
until
how much
there's no
bleeding?
more blood. There's no more blood left.
Right. But how much bleeding though do you do? Before you came on earlier, we were saying that, America, we may not really deal with North Korea, Iran, Iraq, but there was stuff going on. People help them, but nobody seems to be helping Cuba at all.
the Russians are sending oil as of 2 days ago. Something like
Well, if it can get through.
that, if it can get through.
Right. So I'm saying is nobody's helping them. So we're starving off a country. But as far as I know, Cuba hasn't done anything. Venezuela, we wanted the oil. We took that. So I don't understand why. And I'm speaking as an American because we get blamed for everything. So I might as well speak for the whole country. So I'm not sure why we don't help the Cuban people. I don't understand. I mean, I understand that the regime is terrible, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. But you can't let 10 million people just suffer. That's just crazy to me.
Well,
It is, when it comes to a human life, you got to put politics aside. But guys, it's an island, right?
Right.
And unfortunately, the politics do control here because, Trump has said any country that supplies them oil, he's going to put their tariffs up.
Right.
Yeah, and as you, I, and a lot of people here watching, what can we do?
Right.
We're not going to make a dent. Yeah, we can't send them tankers of oil, can we? No, I can't, because I don't have that kind of money to buy a tanker of oil and send it. And if it does get through, would I get charged tariff because I'm an individual? I won't get charged tariff, but what would happen to me? I don't know,
Right.
unless you
You'd be
try it.
sanctioned. AJ, can I
Sanction
take
to
you
what?
back? Can I take you back to something? Actually, I know that you're talking about the human side, but you said something maybe 10 minutes ago that's still in my brain. You haven't heard from Habanos SA, right? As a retailer, in no sense have you heard from Habanos, and no one has, right? I'm slightly more interested that you're going there under the auspices of the local importer, which would be Hunters and Francow, right? As you said, you wrote
Yeah.
to Hunters and Francow and said, look, we're not going to make it this year. We have our own concerns about
Yeah.
how we're going to get back, our practicality, all our concerns, right?
Yeah.
Would you not have heard from Hunters and Francow as an importer to say, folks, the event is on, folks, the event is off? Is
no,
that, would that not
we
be their, I won't say responsibility, but wouldn't that be sort of a chain of command of information flow to going
so
to an
I've
event
been
like
yeah,
this?
so I've been in contact with hunters um, via a gentleman called Jose, who's a 50, he's part of Cuba, but he's
Yeah,
based here.
yeah.
And he's the one in charge of putting everybody's names in the portal when Habanos opens the portal for registration and everything.
Yes.
And you know, he's in charge of getting the tickets. So he's, if you need to find out anything, he's the best guy to talk to. And I have been in touch with him, and he says, AJ, look, we're on with Habanos every single day trying to find out news. And as hunters, they haven't heard nothing. He goes, the minute we hear, he goes, 100% everybody else will hear, So they're stuck as well. They're in a
So,
limbo.
but, no, but being in the industry, and you've been not in the industry since yesterday. You've been in the industry what, 35-ish years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Surely
Yeah.
surely you would have some communication channels with Phoenicia, Pacific Cigar Company, into tobacco. I mean, you would have a global reach. What, if you can, are you not hearing any chitter chatter from friends around the world on this?
Listen, I know a lot of distributors. Yeah. And if I show you my WhatsApp, I have sent them messages just to
Can you
see
send us
what they
screenshots?
have.
Just send us a screenshot.
But don't black out the names. We want to show everybody. He's telling you.
Don't redact. No
That's it.
redactions.
I like that
No,
AJ.
these are the Epstein files. The AJ Patel
That's
files.
the AJ.
Patel
These are the
files.
AJ files, not the Epstein files. But by the way, just for the people on the podcast, AJ just told Rizza he's number one. So yeah, please go ahead.
Show me the number one again. Show me the number one again. Let's see the number one.
So, right. And all of that, every single one of them has said exactly what Hunter said to me, well, through Jose, is they don't know. They are waiting to hear from Habanos, and they're all limbo and understanding,
So it's
right?
panic stations. It's panic stations at Habanos.
UK has, I don't know. They from UK, you probably got 20 people, maybe less than that going from UK, right? Less than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hang on, you just said that in
mid-
present tense. Are people still going?
No. I said would. Okay, sorry.
Okay. There were
Would have
20
gone,
people.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
I'm
right.
just giving you numbers, okay?
Yeah.
Middle East, you're probably looking at 100 plus.
Yeah.
Far East, you're looking at over 150, over 160. Switzerland, you're looking at 100 plus. Yeah. So all of these people understanding
Merchants,
they
I
will be sending messages to their distributor on a regular basis. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
what's happening? All right. And all of these people have been told the same thing. We don't know. We are waiting. Yeah. If they had known, and now I know a lot of distributors who, through their distributors, a lot of people have cancelled. They've literally
Yeah.
just said, we're not going. A lot of people have, cancelled. So if you're looking at 1,300, probably about 1,300 people going paid, uh, um, cigar lovers going to Cuba, because obviously there'd be more than that, because there'd be people going and not going to any of the
Yeah.
functions,
Just the
because they
surrounding
don't
stuff.
they don't
Stuff.
want to pay, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
But they just go there, around and meet up people afterwards, have a chat and all that kind of stuff. So you're looking at probably what, 3,000 people?
Really?
Wow. 3, yeah, at least 3,000 people go there. So the paying people, if you say only then 600 people go, yeah, I don't think it's worth having an event if only 600 people go, because if they've catered for 1,300, right, and they're getting ready for it, and then all of a sudden you get all these people saying, you know what, I don't want to go, cancel. But it's not just canceling, okay? The word canceling is easy to say, right? But it's the background, and I'm saying this with experience, okay? Then you got to send an email to the hotel, and hopefully they'll cancel your ticket, depending on how you booked. Airline, yeah. I can tell you out clearly. When I go to Havana at the festivals, I never book flexi because I'm always there. Not I've never missed one. Okay, so when I'm booking, do I do a flexi and play the extra? No, but I'm gonna go 100%. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna cancel. Yeah. So we didn't book flexi. So
Yeah.
obviously I've been in touch with the airline people and explained the whole situation. They know what's happening, and they've literally turned around and said, unless we cancel, as in the airline, only then you would get your money back. Yeah.
But the
Or
airline will
if
cancel. The airline will cancel. They haven't got fuel there to bring you back.
no, if you think about it, so Air France sent a message to all their passengers who are going to Cuba to say that we brought the flight forward because we're gonna land in the Bahamas
Oh,
to
jeez.
refuel. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So they're still on. And I think Iberia either landing somewhere in either Dominican or it's somewhere in the Caribbean to refuel and then carry it on. So they're still flying. Yeah. We were flying with Air Europa.
Yeah.
And then someone the other day just told me that Air Europa are part of China.
Yeah, it was me.
You. Okay. Which I never knew. I had no idea at all. Right. I don't know what their plans are. Unless they haven't announced anything.
They're going to refuel in Beijing. So that's going to be a very interesting.
In fact, Air
way to get there.
Europa are the ones with the least flexible options anyway. But then again, you were balls in, so it didn't make any difference to you.
Yeah, exactly. So now I've got to deal with my credit card. So that's my next stage next week is dealing with the credit card company and see what they say.
Well, here I have in America, if you will, you can fly from Miami or Tampa direct. So I know the guys that were going to go. This was a couple of days ago because they were asking me, like I know. So I just kind of basically read Ruben's message that and supposedly it's been postponed. So they canceled, and they're with Southwest. There's the only airline that flies there, or American out of Miami, I think. And so everybody's been canceling here in the States. And then you talked to a gentleman, Rizza, that said he was there and trying to get back, and Air Canada is like, we can't get you back because we can't
this is a
get fuel
guy
for our
yesterday
plane.
who was doing a live broadcast from the Kempinski rooftop, and he was as should be. He was speaking a little bit.
I saw
different.
that. Yeah.
He was speaking a little bit diplomatically in terms of the event. All he was talking about was how to get back. You're going to have difficulty getting back. That's all he was saying. In fact, he even said, if you guys are still coming, just make sure you know where your flights are refueling, etc., etc. So this is someone who's there, who's obviously not attending an event because there's no event to attend, but is hesitant to actually say that. So, that's the sensitivity of that situation.
But AJ brought up an interesting point, and it's something we said earlier, and I don't know if you were here when we started that. Because of the embargo, let's forget that the Russians are sending oil. They don't have power and this and that. If you don't have power, and let's assume that they don't use gas to cook and to keep things going, that means your refrigeration isn't there. So I don't care if 6 people show up for this gala or 60,000 people show up for the gala. Who's going to eat the food? Like, I'm not eating food because how did you refrigerate it? How did you store it? So there's a whole bunch of this, I think, that's a bigger thing. So if I'm Habanos, I know you want to keep it because it's Cohiba and it's the 60 year, it's this big event. I would postpone.
But it pales into insignificance compared to geopolitics of the region. It is a cigar festival. It has its importance for the people who are part of that industry, right? But compared to everything else, it's not that important, right? To go for a piss up and have a cigar. If I want a Cohiba, I can pop down to
number 6 Cavendish.
To
Exactly.
Cavendish.
Yeah. No. This is 100%. This is a different situations and everything. And why people asking, and everybody wants to know is why hasn't Habanos announced anything yet?
Right.
Why? That's all we want to know. Why? Yeah. And listen, I was talking to Banner this morning, and I said, if anybody else in the world were hosting an event like this that cost this much money,
Yeah.
and there was a problem in that country, and the host to this day hasn't announced anything, that just shows.
I think they have announced it. I think what they did is last week they sent out carrier pigeons because of the lack of fuel. No, but on a serious level, AJ, I mean, maybe you don't really want to comment on this, yeah, but they have when it comes to social media dissemination of information, etc. I mean, I keep looking at the Habanos Instagram account, right? What is the point of having these ambassadors without them having the ability to give you an answer? What is the point of ambassador? Ambassador is only on the upside, it's not on the downside? It's only about selling cigars, it's not about information? Is that what it is?
Yeah, but they're stuck as well, aren't they? If they don't know anything, how can
No,
they
but that's what
talk
I'm
for
saying. They should
Habanos?
know. No, that's exactly the assertion I'm making, right? If I'm
Yeah,
an official Habanos ambassador, and the word
yeah.
ambassador sort of like is the clue here,
Um,
right? You are disseminating information on their behalf, right? And I'm making the assertion that you're only disseminating good information, not not any negative information. So there is a very to be honest with you, there's a questionable element to this, because it could have been that, and it could be that the ambassadors are being used to disseminate this information. So as I said, for example, this morning, I mean, you don't have to comment on this for all sorts of reasons, yeah. Jasim was online doing a live broadcast talking about the postponement of this event. Now, is he talking in official capacity? Is he just talking as a private person? Is he talking because the rules for social media, especially in Dubai, whilst rules for social media may be global, right? In Dubai, they have special dispensations. You have to be very careful what you say. And that's why I said to you that if you pass out false information, you could be sued, for example.
lost you.
No, we
No,
see you.
we're
You're right
here.
there.
We're here.
He's
We
right
just
there.
lost visuals on you.
We lost visual, but we hear you.
We
It's
can't
like
hear you.
it's like
I think as a Habanos ambassador, you're being blocked mildly,
Lost you.
sanctioned mildly.
we can see him. We can. I love live stuff. Yeah, let me just tell him we can hear him. So he
Urs is on.
knows.
I saw Urs appear.
We can hear you. Can't see you. There you go.
Is he back? No, I can't. I can hear. I can hear
I
AJ. You know why? AJ's
I
probably got
can't
phone
hear
coming
you.
through.
I mean, both of you. I mean, if you can hear me, both of you sound like a machine. So,
Go off and come back on. Go off and come back on.
Yeah, you
okay, log
reboot.
out, come back on. Okay,
There we
go
go.
back.
There we go. AJ will be back, kids.
I think what
Be back
AJ did
momentarily.
is right now he's messaging out.
Yeah.
He said, Reza asked this very fucking awkward question. What's the fucking answer?
Yep. Here, he's gonna
No,
log on.
seriously,
Back. We're gonna
it's a serious issue just in terms of chain of communication. As he said very correctly, right? It's a big event. There's a lot of money spent, a lot of resources, a lot of people coming from around the world. I used to be in events myself 20 years ago, right? Not as big as this, right? We're doing events for 200-300 people, but still coming from around the world, right? And if you have to cancel an event, you have to tell people like a month before, or at least you have to give them some lead time. Otherwise, you're the one who's going to get screwed.
Correct. But
I'm
because
back.
to your point, you were asking AJ. Yes, because AJ conveniently went away when you asked him the question.
No.
Sorry,
AJ remembers the question. I wonder. I don't know if you can give me an answer, but that's my thought. The thought is that if not directly, then through their ambassadors, they would have, or through their ambassadors, or through their distributors, their global distributors, they would have given some information.
Okay, you're okay. That the way I would answer that is, I don't think that ambassadors are the right people that this information should come from. The only people that can have 100% is the distributors. So it works from Habanos, distributors, and from distributors to the retailers, and then it goes through the, not ambassadors, because not everybody is in the business. Okay, Jazim's a distributor in Middle East, yeah, and he's an hombre Habanos. You got Cigar Dandy, who's not in the business, but obviously for social media He's got a nombre Habanos. So Habanos would not talk to him directly. Yeah, he would have to go through the distributor in Serbia. So the next port of call would be Habanos, distributor, and everybody else.
But there's a
So
complete
that's
failure. There's a complete failure throughout the line of communication then.
yeah, but how can it be a complete failure if there's no news that they've received? So if I if I
No, no,
if
no,
if
no,
I
no, no.
was
That's what I'm saying.
hosting if
No,
I was hosting
yeah,
something,
no,
if I
no.
was
That's
hosting
exactly what I'm
something
saying.
and I
I'm saying
never
there's a
and
complete
I'm
failure.
not telling anybody what's going
Yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I
right?
agree with you. I agree. Hello.
Yeah. So we're just shocked that you agree with somebody. So there was that moment of
No, no, no.
silence.
When I
So,
said there's a failure, I meant there's a failure of any communication on Habanos' part through any bloody channel. Distributors, as you say, the ambassador's not there for that. They're there just to promote the products, etc., etc. Right? Yeah. So it's a
I
very,
don't know.
very weird.
I don't know. I can't get my head around what's so difficult to announce, right, to the world. I due to the situation, yeah, we are going to postpone this, and they don't have to say a date. It can be postponed, whatever, yeah. Or due to the circumstances, we are canceling the Habanos Festival 2026 until near future. Done, yeah, and everybody, the entire world of cigars would understand, clearly understand, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, we want to come, but obviously the unfortunate
Unfortunately,
due
this.
to the situation, right? We understand. No one's going to bitch about it. Yeah,
So AJ, you're a clever man.
the only people I say will bitch about it are the people who only want to go for the cigars,
Yeah.
right? Who only
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
hold of the 60th anniversary and want to sell it in the second-hand market. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They will. They
Yeah.
will bitch. They will bitch. They will bitch.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
it's only a fucking cigar. It's
But
only
no,
a product, isn't it?
you've raised a very, very interesting point, and I wonder if you have the answer. What could possibly be the reason for not making an announcement up till now? I mean, working backwards, a bit like Columbo as a detective. Why would they not have made the announcement by now?
Well, I think I know what you want me to say. All right.
No, I honestly, I'm blank. I'm blank-headed about this. Why? No, I don't. I honestly,
Bullshit.
genuinely, if I know, I would have said it myself.
Bullshit.
If I had an idea, to be very honest with you, I think of the whole fucking thing as some sort of big mafia organization, right? Yeah, that's
Well, there
how
you
I
go.
think of
You
it.
just
Yeah,
said it.
yeah, but
You just said
I
it.
have no problem. I have no problem saying it. Yeah, I have no problem
You just
saying
said
it.
it. That's the answer. There you go. I
And if
don't need
you,
to say it. I don't need to say it because you've just said it. All right. If people are clever enough, they can read into that, right? The word mafiosa, right? You said that. I didn't say that. Okay.
but you just said it just now when you repeated my
No,
words.
I'm just saying what you said.
I know, but you said
All
it
right,
with that, and you
listen.
were nodding at the same time. You were
Okay.
saying
First
you
of
were doing
all,
this, you were doing this, you were doing this. No, 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 no. I'm not apportioning that to you. I can say what I feel like, right? Yeah, I can get back. I can. It makes no difference to me, right?
for the younger
I'm in it
generation.
purely. I'm in it purely for the love, right? Not
Yeah,
for
Oh
yeah,
the.
my
100,
God,
I'm in
100,
it. I'm in
100.
it. I'm in it for the
Yeah, yeah,
leaf,
for sure,
Yeah.
100%,
for the leaf,
100%.
right?
So, if I may, for a second.
Yeah.
So, for the kids that don't know Abbott and Costello, who's on first routine, that was beautiful. Second, I think to answer your question, if I may, and I am a novice when it comes to this, AJ, you're the professional. We'll put the mafiosis thing to the one side. I think part of it is they lose face. If they
They've lost
cancel
face.
it,
But they lose
They've lost face already.
They don't lose
no,
face. How do they lose face, Stephen?
in their mind,
It's events
in their
beyond our
mind.
control. It's force
No, I
majeure.
get that, but in their mind, if you kind of think through this A through Z, in their mind, if they announce that it's being canceled, they lose. When I say face, they're losing like we're Habanos.
Which is why that word cancelled is not being
right.
used. It's not cancelled.
Postponed.
It's
If you
postponed. You can
postpone it,
always
right,
postpone something, yeah?
right.
Like
but
you
that's
can
my
always
point.
postpone
So
a
I think
payment. You can always postpone an event. You
how do
can
I?
postpone a marriage. You can
Right.
even say, I don't want to get married today. I'm not feeling well. I'll get married
Right.
tomorrow.
I think it's a machizo thing.
Or
It's
never
a
even.
thing. I think that's what it is. They just don't want to say it's postponed because they think they're going to lose whatever magical hold they have on the cigar industry. And I think they'd actually get more respect from the cigar industry if they just said, hey, we can't have it Or maybe the B part is the Cuban government's like, you can't say anything. You have to think through it that way too, right? Habanos is, wonderful that the Chinese guy owns part of it.
Are we collectively, the three of us here,
Yeah.
are we collectively thinking that this event is actually going to happen, regardless of who turns up or not? Could that be the case?
Well, if it's going to happen,
No,
I can tell
could
you
that be
this.
the case?
No, well, I can tell you this much, right? Everybody from Canada who was going, they're not going because Canada's not flying. Okay.
Correct.
I've received messages from the Far East. A lot of people have cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think unofficially, well, no, I got they've heard from their distributor that they are cancelling.
Pacific Cigar Company.
Yeah, and I've had messages to say, hey, we unfortunately we're not coming because we're cancelling. So
I have a
there aren't
sneaky
gonna
feeling. I have a
there aren't gonna
sneaky feeling,
be
AJ. I have a sneaky feeling the event's happening.
It's going
I
to be
don't
really
think so.
small.
No,
If it happens, it's going to
I
be
don't
really
think so.
small.
I don't think so. I don't think it's happening.
Yeah.
How can it happen? I mean, it's like literally.
How can someone not announce it that it's not happening then?
It's
So
like
if you could
digging it.
explain to me, how the organizer wouldn't announce it, if you can explain that part to me, then I concede that there's no event happening. I suspect.
Well, this is the discussion, isn't it? This is the
I've been saying
discussion.
this to you for a week, AJ. I've been saying this to you for a week. I'm not trying to play clever here or anything. I'm just looking at the evidence here. I think there's going to be some sort of scaled down event.
Mm-mm. No, not a 60th anniversary. No way. No way.
No, it's got to be huge. It's either go big or go home.
And
then
those
no pun
people that are going to
100%.
bid, those people that were going to bid on their humidors will be there to bid on their humidors. Whether it's a virtual event, whether it's a live event, I don't know.
Forget it. You know what? The biggest since 2019. Yeah, 2019. Is when Mr. Chan bought into Habanos. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the first one of the first gala dinners that they were seen at, and that's when one of the first time that the Cohiba humidor sold for ridiculous amount of money, and moving onwards, every single festival the prices were like sky high,
higher and higher.
Right. Those people are not going to be at the festival this year. Yeah. So the prices that were inflated are not going to be inflated anymore, right? So would Habanos do a smaller festival and get a lower return on the humidors? No, doesn't make sense. Why would you? Yeah. If the money is going to the health service, yeah, why would you make less money? Hold off until postpone it until the next when you can get the full benefit of it.
It could be, and we are unaware of the local politics or even it could be that they perceive that if they don't do this event now, they won't be able to do it for at least a year.
Okay, let me tell you, this is what I'm thinking, okay? Who is Habanos?
The guys who run Cuba, the Cuban family.
It's basically the Chinese at the end of the day. Chinese and the Spanish.
No, I don't know about that. Isn't the government? It would still be the government of Cuba, wouldn't it? Don't they have a lot of say in their country?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to not say the name.
What happens? What happens? What happens when a regime falls?
That's my point. The Castros run the island still.
What happens if the regime falls, right?
Well, Habanos will vanish.
Right.
So, and then what happens then?
Then we can all smoke Cohiba cigars for £4.99. Which it should be at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
No, everything is going to
I
go to the
hope
USA. Everything's going to go to the USA after that. No.
I
That's
hope
a lot of work.
there's a lot of there's a lot of um
There's a lot of
there's,
speculation
there's
involved.
there's a lot of speculation in the cigar world right now. Okay,
Right.
what
Yeah.
is going to happen in the cigar world now? Yeah, I
All
know.
right. What do you
For
think is
me,
going to happen? Go on.
for me, Cuban cigars is the biggest topic on anybody's tongues. Any cigar smoker, the main topic that there is Cuban cigars.
Right.
Number one topic, and we enjoy talking about it. Yeah, we enjoy the product, we enjoy everything, and we don't want to see this ruined. Yeah, we don't want to see it ruined. Um, and I hope it's not the end of 100% Habanos cigars. Yeah.
Cigar Land, which is yours, says, AJ, how do you assess the supply situation for Cuban cigars in the near future? So that ties into kind of what you're saying.
But already it's happening. Okay, already every single distributor around the world are controlling on how much stock they are giving to the retailers. Yeah, classic
Okay.
example for us as of January.
Yep.
Yeah, we are limited on quantities we can have. Yeah, to one
Oh, wow.
box. And as a business side, yeah, if I was a distributor, I would do exactly the same. Exactly the same. Why would I want to give quantity of boxes if my supply is less or not
Right.
getting anything?
And the value's going up.
If I carry on giving quantities to my retailers, yeah, within less than 4 months, my warehouse will be empty. Empty.
Gotcha.
Right? So what do? I control. So
Right.
as a retailer, what do we do here? We control. Everybody at number 6 has been told, yeah, anybody comes in and they want 2 or 3 boxes of something, the answer is no. No, it's not going to happen. They're not going to get
Right.
it. Yeah. We will look after our regular customers who we know coming regularly for their boxes. They will get their boxes, no problem at all. We get new people coming in, yeah, and they want a box of this, a box of this, a box of this. They've been told, unfortunately, no, you can have one box of something. You can't have box of this, box of this, box of this, yeah, unless you're a regular customer. So we have to control it, because if we don't control it, we're going to be empty. Gone. As a business owner, you have to think like this.
Yeah, it's very, very simple supply and demand. If you're not getting the supply yourself, how can you supply it out? That's a very simple thing.
Yeah.
Ruben says something about health service. With all due respect, let's not be naive. Yeah, it's true.
But do you know what? This is what I can't understand, right?
Sure.
When you hear or read that they've shut down hospitals, 11 million people in the country, right? You
Right.
can't have all of a sudden no one's going to get ill or have a heart issue or major operation. How can you shut a hospital down? You can't. It's
Right.
just not. It's just not possible. Yeah, that's like killing people there and then. Yeah, you can't say that. That's just bad. Yeah, they should. If they've got lack of petrol, where does the resources have to go to? Essential stuff, hospitals.
Right.
Yeah. If the embassies have to close down, the embassies have to. You keep one building open, yeah, but you transfer all the essentials to the hospitals.
Right.
Yeah,
But
that
they're
is
not
the
doing
key
that.
thing. Oh, well, hang on. We think they're not doing that.
We think they're
Right?
not doing that.
We're just saying what we read about it.
That's
right.
right. Yeah.
The best people to talk to are the people on the ground.
And the people on the ground who are WhatsApping me privately are saying as much as they would love to come on the show that they can't because of many reasons. So I totally appreciate
But even
that.
then,
So,
I'm getting conflicting reports. Right? I'm talking about locals, right? There are some locals who are saying everything is hunky dory. Look,
Right.
here's photos, etc. And I won't say hunky dory, but it's working, it's happening. For example, for the festival, the setup is still happening, is still
Right.
going on, right? Okay. Then I have other locals that I have met.
I'd love to see pictures of that. I'd love to see physical pictures of that.
Yeah, I know.
with the vessel being
I
set
know.
up.
I even that I know, right? Yeah. But that's what I'm in this feels a bit like a murder scene, right? And I'm trying to work out where the murderer is, yeah. I'm trying to work out what is the reason why Habanos have not made an announcement, and I'm hearing conflicting pieces of information. As I say, I've got someone yesterday was on the Kempinski rooftop saying he's Canadian, he's trying to get back to Canada, he's having difficulties, giving advice to other people. If you're going to come here, at least check out your flights, right? Then you've got people who are local there saying, look, everything is working fine. Then you've got Cubans here in London who are saying that people are looking for charcoal for burners for home.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I've spoken to people like that. I don't really want to mention anyone's name, to be very honest with you. Otherwise, their privacy is taken away for no reason
Yeah.
whatsoever.
No,
But
no,
I'm
100%, 100%.
but
Totally
I'm
understand.
hearing a whole conflicting, even from locals or with people who've got friends and family local. I'm hearing conflicting information and conflicting sentiments also. Right? Some people absolutely want the event to happen. Some people absolutely think that the event in itself is a hypocrisy, right? And I'm talking about Cubans here, right? So there's all sorts of people there. The people in the industry who are going, for me, I have a little bit of sympathy of people for those who've spent time and money trying to organize their trips. Other than that, it's an event that if it doesn't happen now, it'll happen later. And if it doesn't happen later, it'll happen much later. And if it doesn't happen, then it will happen somewhere else in the world. So if Habanos have done this very smart thing of setting up this thing of the world Habanos World Days, for example, right? They can always carry on this event somewhere else in the world and say, look, we're not able to do it in Cuba, but we've put our resources to doing this in Cyprus next year, or in London, or wherever else it may be, wherever they think that is going to get them the right audience, or even distributing it out throughout the year. They could even have a plan for saying, look, we didn't have a main event in Cuba this year, but we'll do regional events for the release of the 60th anniversary of Cohiba. I think something like that, from an intelligent perspective, something like that might be going on, but I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? You make a good point, but then
Thank you.
say I was a distributor, okay, and of the country, because obviously this is the monopoly, okay? It is a monopoly. Um, and Habano says, you know what? We're gonna do a launch in Cyprus, or we're gonna do a launch in Dubai or Hong Kong for the 60th. Um, hang on, how comes you haven't chosen UK?
I did.
Right?
I
So it
said London.
becomes no.
Talking
So I
about
would try and
Habanos.
say, I would try and say, hang on, why didn't you choose UK? Yeah, we could host it, right? So it becomes, hang on, how comes you chose them, not us? We can host it. Yeah, if it's a major 60th Cohiba, this is major. This is not already like, Habanos already do. They did the Cyprus launch for the punch.
Yeah.
They do
Princessa.
individual, they did the Trinidad launch here, and they do different brands everywhere else, which I think is a good idea, because that opens up other markets. Okay.
Yeah. No,
I think it's a great,
no, but
it's a great,
this is
but this is the 60th. All right. This
yeah,
is
but
the
that's the point I'm trying to
60th.
make. No, but that's the point I'm trying to make. In this very, very uh, um, uh, difficult scenario where you can't do it, you have Abanos very nicely have created a global network of events where they could do it. So, for example, the Trinidad event that happened 2 years ago, right? Where you had all the merchants doing their own Trinidad event, and then you had a sort of like it was 3 days of it, wasn't
Yeah.
it, in London,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
second day, all the merchants were doing the Trinidad event. You could do a global release of the Cohiba like that. But I think they haven't they may not have planned that, but that could be a way of doing it, right?
Yeah. They could do that.
So all sorts of ideas come to mind, right? You have to be a little bit creative when it comes to these things, but they very conveniently have created that global marketing channel and global spread of events.
Mm-hmm.
These are just suggestions, if anyone's listening to them, right? But
Mm-hmm.
But here's
I'm still concerned why they haven't made that announcement, and there could be a small chance they're still running this event.
But here I got one
I
better
can't.
for
Do you know
you.
what? Yeah.
As incredulous as it sounds, otherwise you would have heard from them, correct?
But wait,
on their
here's something
Instagram,
that
on their
here,
website
but
somewhere.
wait, here's something you're not even taking into consideration. By not saying anything, Jasmine did his thing today. He had a live broadcast. Somebody said they watched it. He didn't say anything about postponement. We're talking about it. There's Instagram posts. They're getting more publicity this last week and the next week going forward than they get all year, with people posting Cuban cigars and talking about this and that. This 14 days, whether they announce it or not, is getting them 1 billion views, not from them, not from their Instagram, but from everybody else's shows and Instagrams. This is the best marketing in the world. Don't say a word.
Of course.
Think of it that way.
Number one, 100%. Great marketing technique.
Yeah.
You know, but that's
Don't
because
say a
we
word.
love, because, you know, what do we always talk about when we get together? The main subject is Cuban cigars. Yeah.
Correct.
And yeah, has anybody talked about the Pro Cigar event that's happening in Dominican Republic?
Not interested.
Right, and that
that's
event
the
is
point.
happening. That event is happening
I haven't
now,
even seen. I
right?
haven't even seen social media coverage of it that much, by the way, this year.
Yeah, either it's happening this week or next week. It's this week or next week. I don't know.
I believe it's happening this week, or it's happened. That's how little I know about it, and I've been to it.
Exactly.
That's my
But
point.
but
Exactly. I mean, what Stephen just said, right, is perfect. You know, yeah. Let's take the focus away from everything else Habanos is saying, and let social media do the work for us. And it's worked. It's worked perfectly.
Yeah. Here we are. The last week, everybody's social media post, and to AJ's point, when we're smoking cigars last week, everyone's saying, are we going to the festival? Are we not going to the festival? Are we going to the festival? Are we not going for Cigar Rabbi? Not going to the festival, but going to his Habanos master class the first week of March. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of these things where this has been the greatest thing. And to Yuris's point, the secondary market now is going to go crazy, because to AJ's point, my distributor is only going to let me buy 1 or 2 boxes, not 30. Well, now if I'm a Cuban cigar like nut, I got to buy. I have to travel the globe now and start buying. So people are going to start selling these secondary. This is going to be like
yeah,
the
but you're late to the
tulips.
game, Stephen. You're late to the game. Those who were stocking up 4 months ago, 5 months ago, are going to win.
Well, no, my point, I've already stocked up, and I know guys who've already stocked up. Now this is the tulip market. What, a box of Juan Lopez's that were $600, $2 or $3 grand now. You know, it's like, this is what's going to happen. This is the greatest. I don't mean scam, but I do mean scam. This is the greatest marketing ploy on the planet.
It's called an upsell. A scam is an upsell.
Yeah.
Where's Ushman?
Usman has left the building.
But because I understand the last conversation, he said that when he I don't know if he's still going to the festival, going to Cuba, because after he was staying there longer, because he's going to do the Habanos masterclass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So is he still going?
So that's a very good question. Up until yesterday, even people such as Usman, and Usman's a unique person, right, are not saying whether they're not going or not. They are actually searching for answers from everyone else. Is this event happening? Right. Now, even though we're sitting here mesmerized by the fact that the event is postponed, the very tricky thing that's hanging like a bad smell in the air, and not of a Cuban cigar, more like a sort of like a New World cigar, this smell in the air, right? Yeah. Is this absence from Habanos on anything? Right? I mean, I'd say, you know, however you analyze it, it's a very significant thing that they haven't made an announcement. The event is happening next week, correct?
Right.
We don't know. Week
the
after.
The event is meant to be happening on the 22nd. On the 23rd.
Yeah,
on the 23rd.
After.
People who are due to fly out, including myself, we were looking at tickets to fly out on the 21st from London and be in Havana on Sunday, the 22nd.
You can buy tickets now. You know that they'll be cheap.
You can buy tickets, and the ticket prices are falling. And ticket prices are falling, and the general feedback I have are people even today are uncertain. So for all this talk and all this social media of people posting that, you know, it's postponed, or no one has put cancelled but postponed, and there's Cigar Journal has announced it, Cigar Aficionado has announced it. I'm wondering on what basis they've announced it. What have they heard from whom?
Right.
Right? And are they announcing in an official capacity, or are they announcing as proxies, or are they jumping the gun? Is this a case of people jumping the gun? Right? Because
No,
there may be.
you know what? I think, you know, you got to think about it. Okay, Cigar Journal, Cigar Aficionado, you know, it's a journalist, isn't it? They're just
Yeah.
cigar journalist people,
Yeah.
right? And you got to do everything exactly what Habanos has done, and create chat. All right. So, you know, you want people to go to your website, to your post.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's all about being in with it. Okay. And again, if I own Cigar Journal or Cigar Aficionado, I will do the same thing, right? Even if I haven't heard from
You mean
official notes.
discombobulate the market?
You're not doing it. You're not discombobulate. What's the word you used?
Discombobulated.
Discombobulate. In other words, agitate the market.
Yeah. But they haven't done it. They've waited until this time because a lot of people already talk about it, right? They because they are respected magazines, right? They thought, let's do it. Why not? Of
Okay,
course.
okay, okay,
Let's
okay.
get on the chat.
Live on the air, live on the air. Ruben is listening. Ruben, you're there and you were there. Is it happening?
I
Give us
mean,
an
I can
answer.
read you. I can read you what Ruben sent me a message that he said it's been postponed as far as he knows. As of last night at 10 p.m., the Habanos folks went home. They have not announced anything. There you go. That's where it's at right now. There you go.
You see,
There you go. A man who should know, who knew the name of the
we are
60th
trying to get to
anniversary
the truth of this
cigars.
situation
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
Okay, so it could be that these various journalists, social media people, it's not an unreasonable thing to say that this event is not on, but as I said to you, they could be leaving themselves a little bit liable to be sanctioned by Habanos for saying something that they haven't announced.
No, forget it.
Yeah.
They will never.
Yeah.
They will never win.
They're not going to
It's
sue
all here.
anybody.
It's all hearsay, isn't it? It's all hearsay.
It is all hearsay, but there's Ruben saying as of last night 10 p.m. when the Habanos folks went home, they have not announced anything.
And just so we're clear, if you know how you know he's in the know. One, he knew the name of the 60 cigar anniversaries, and two, he knows they went home at 10 o'clock. So I'm just saying. I mean, you know, this guy is in the know. It's not like he says when they went home at 5 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock at night they go home.
So what is one to deduce? One is to deduce that if we didn't have all this.
Hang on. Let's okay. Just I don't want to divert from this, but still same subject. Go back to Ushman. He's going to go to the masterclass the week after. Okay.
Yes.
So Habanos Festival doesn't happen. Okay. Just say hearsay. Okay. It doesn't happen. All right. Is the masterclass still going to carry on?
Yes.
How do you know?
How can one give an answer to that? Because
why not?
Because people coming around from the world, coming from around the world, have spent time, money, effort to get there, right? Okay.
They will have the master class because they need, and I'm going to pronounce the name wrong because I always do, the sommeliers that have the little master certificates to run around the world going, look at me, I am a Habanos XYZ. The festival is cute. It's very nice. It's great that people spend money. To AJ's point, the people that are going to spend millions of dollars or euros or pounds or whatever on these humidors, they're not coming.
Is the cigar rabbi on? Is Joshua Cohen on?
Are you kidding? He's sleeping. It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so the person to ask is Joshua, because Joshua was going to go to the.
He's going. He's still going.
Masterclass.
Yes, he's still going.
So Joshua is Cuban. And he is from Guantanamo.
Yep.
And he told us not last week, the week before, he's not attending the festival. He's going to be around, but he's coming specifically to go to the masterclass. Now, because he's Cuban and for him it's home, he has no issue. In fact, I was giving, I think it was talking to Usman a few days ago. If there was a terrorist, let's say a terrorist incident
We don't
anywhere around the world.
negotiate
But let's
with
say
them.
my home country
Oh,
of
sorry.
Pakistan, right?
Right.
It wouldn't stop me going to visit Pakistan because I'm familiar with the turf and ground, right?
Right.
Unless there was some
Yeah,
severe
correct.
restrictions, right?
Correct.
Okay. So locals and nationals of Cuba would see this in a very different way. Obviously, they would see this in a very different way. Yeah. I am still hanging on. I'm still not letting go like a dog that's bitten into, a piece of meat. I'm not letting go of this non-Habanos announcement. There is no Habanos announcement, right?
So
Okay.
does that mean you're still going?
No, it means I'm not going for all the reasons I've given because I have the additional layer, which is slightly selfish, is because I'm meant to be fasting as of next week, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna go to a land that is already besieged and already going through shit, yeah. And I'm fasting, and good luck for me to put together eggs and bread for breakfast every morning, right? Okay. So all of those, I mean, it's not one reason, it's not two reasons, it's not three reasons, it's many reasons, yeah. Including the moral reason, which in my mind is the highest, to be honest.
Right.
But if you haven't had an announcement, my gut feeling was last week that basically this is going to be a scaled down event, which is not going to be projected as a scaled down event, but it will be a scaled down event. There will be some core people, it doesn't matter what is going on in Cuba, whether they're Cubans or not, or whether they're from the Chinese contingent uh, or any significant group of people will still go, will still be there if they could. Right? And for them, the fact that they can't fly out straight away is no big deal because what they'll do, they'll fly to Panama and take another flight home, or fly to the Bahamas and take another flight home.
But you still have
when
to
you're
get
spending
out.
10,000-15,000 quid to go to an event, another 2,000 or 3,000 quid doesn't bother you.
Yeah, but you still have to get out of the country. If they have no petro to get out, no jet fuel, that's a problem.
Well, there we go. They're saying international airports are without fuel. Private airports are not.
No. Your airport has no fuel. I'm sure at some point, the private airport in Cuba is going to run out of fuel as well. So to AJ's point, you're going to land in
they're
the Dominican,
refueling in other places. They're refueling in other places. So if you're coming from,
AJ
said that
they're going to fuel in Bahamas or they're in Dominican, and I get that. But if you're going to go or Cayman Islands, so if I'm flying from Miami or Tampa, where Cigar Rabbi's flying from Tampa, it's an hour flight.
What I'm trying to say is those who are dedicated to going will find a way of going.
Correct.
Right?
And I think the cigar
that's
class,
all I'm saying.
the master's class,
if there is an event, sorry,
I said the master class is going to happen because they need, and I say this with all due respect, and I think it's wonderful that these guys do that. And I'm just my vernacular from New York. They need their prostitutes out in the world.
So
because
here's another thought. Here's another thought, Stephen and AJ. There are people who are very sensitive to anyone talking down the fact the event might not happen.
That's true.
Because they believe they're contributing specifically to making this event not happen.
I don't know about that.
And no, I've heard this sentiment. I've told people that this is the UK Foreign Office advice, and they've said they can fuck off. They're the ones contributing to this nonsense.
No, they've got the right to advise you. They've got the right to advise, to let people know that we suggest that you think about it. Okay, they don't say they've never said on it, no one's allowed to travel to Cuba. They haven't said that. They've said, they never said that, but they just making people aware, right? And because it's on an official,
it's igniting sentimentality. AJ, people are they're having a very resentful attitude towards this. They're saying essentially,
I agree. I've read lots on social media where people say this has been happening in Cuba for years and years and years, and nobody have noticed it before. How comes everybody's is all of a sudden talking about what's happening in Cuba now? Hang on, let's get something right. Has Cuba? This is the first time since the revolution that the oil has been cut off completely, right? So it's a complete different scenario. Right? Yes, there are people out there. There's only two types in Cuba. There's people with money and people with no money. All right. There's no middle ground.
Right.
Yeah. And the guys with a lot of money in Cuba, if you got money in Cuba, a lot of money, you can live like a king and you can do what you want. You can buy what you want. Yeah. Because end of the day, we all know that money talks in any country, in any place you go to. If you've got a lot of money, it can talk, because that's how you get around. So, but to throw it in people's face, I think is completely wrong.
I agree with that. I
In
agree.
what sense? Throw in their face in what sense?
Why do you want to have a big function,
Right.
right?
Right.
When you walk out and the whole town next to you is in pitch black, because they need to take all the reserves to make sure that where the event's being taken
Yeah, no,
place
you're totally
is
right.
all lit up.
You're totally right. You're
Now,
totally right.
just so we're clear, I learned something by Ruben. Ruben says the master class isn't certified by Habanos. So who knew?
Yeah, we knew that. That's
I
right.
didn't know that. I thought it was part of the Habanos thing. That's what the
No,
Cigar rabbi
these
made it
are
sound like.
ancillary events that are
Oh, okay.
organized by privateers. In this case, a former master. So I think it's Gabriel Estrada does that course.
Right.
He's a former hombre habano, right? Okay. But that's not the point. I was just asking Ruben if it's actually happening, if he knows if the master class is actually happening.
I'm assuming we're gonna get the same answer as we got before, as a 10
Because
o'clock
I'm
class.
I'm developing this feeling that there are stalwarts who are going to Cuba, event or no event, and I have a feeling there is something going on.
Okay.
I mean, at the very least, listen, we're in the final week build up. Once this weekend is over, on Monday is the final week build up before the Habanos Festival. And if you have not had an announcement, what does that mean?
It's still happening.
In some form.
But nobody's going.
Sorry?
But nobody's going.
You're
So
saying that.
AJ,
We're
to AJ's
speculating
point,
that.
wait. To AJ's point, the people that are going are the ones who are going to go so they can take the cigars and sell them on secondary markets. They're not going for the love of the cigar, number one. And number two, to the point that you made very beginning at the show, and AJ also made, the people that are going to go then have no humanity because other people are starving. So you can go enjoy some, as you like to call them, dried leaves.
Well,
that
that
I
may
can
be
go
our
and buy at
opinions.
number
That may
6
be
Cavendish.
that may be our opinions, right? But if you gather all the evidence like a detective, there's no announcement. Those who bought tickets are quite, if as long as they can get there and as long as they can get back whenever they feel like getting back, are quite, at liberty to say, I'm here for the festival. Where is it?
It'd be interesting to hear I think anybody
You heard it here.
listening here, anybody listening on here who was going or is going, once their name is entered into the portal, did they get a confirmation email, to say that your name has been registered and this is your um
Ticket number, allocation, whatever.
QR code, your ticket allocation and all that kind of stuff. Has anybody got an email from Habanos to say confirmation you have your ticket here? I mean, I'm not on the ticket because I told Hunters not to put our name on it. But it'd be interesting to see if anybody listening on here has received an email confirmation from Habanos. That will tell a lot. That will say a lot.
Yeah,
Right?
but
Because if they
there's total
haven't,
silence. There's total silence.
no. Because these portals, the way they're designed and the way they are, right? You got to give all your information, your date of birth, your passport number, your gender, everything. I mean, there was more information this time than ever before. So once that information has been put in the portal, even with your telephone number and email address, you are going to get an email to confirm that your name is registered and your ticket is confirmed. Has anybody got that?
Well, you've got so many clients, AJ. You've not heard a peep.
No, my guys haven't heard anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guys who are still there's some guys who are still going. Yeah.
Sorry?
But they're still waiting to hear
They're still
yes or
going.
no.
You said there are some, but this is exactly what I'm saying to you. There are some people who are actually exploring to see what information they can get. But I suspect they're the ones who are solidly committed to going.
Yeah, I mean, they're just waiting on official hearment. Once they hear it officially, then they will cancel.
Close to the vest.
But I would love to know, has anybody received an email?
Right.
This will say a lot.
This will say a lot.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Have you received an email? Reza?
Nothing. 00000.
Yeah. So
And
you've already given your name and all your details, correct?
Yes.
Right. So you know what I'm talking about. You were supposed to receive an email. So if you haven't received an email, you don't have a ticket.
What a weird situation, but yeah, I'm not quite sure where I stand on this, but all I can see without communication from an organizer, that event seems to be happening. That's my speculation. I will speculate that the Habanos Festival, in a scaled down form, seems to be, as of today, seems to be happening. That's my speculation.
Yeah. Well, we have to.
Despite the chatter on the
way,
internet.
yeah. I mean, either way. All right. I'm not going. I don't think you're going.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, but it'd be just good to hear officially, yes or no.
Right.
That's what we want to know.
There you go.
And I think that's everybody wants to know, and hopefully they'll postpone it. But you know what? The question is, when will it be postponed? Because if whatever's happening in Cuba, what is happening in Cuba right now, you can't fix it overnight.
You can't fix it, but you also can't put a timeline on it. It's not a blockade for 2 months. It's an indefinite blockade.
Well, it's not even a blockade. It's just that they're not getting oil from Venezuela anymore because we're not sending it because of the Congress thing in 1998. Russia's sending oil, as we said earlier, but the problem is then you got to get through. I'm sure there's going to be a naval blockade. So we're going to go to war over Cuba.
The intention of sending it and actually sending it are two different things.
Right. That's my point. It's like, is your vessel in the water? Is it heading this way type of thing? But that's going to be part of the issue. I mean, we're not going to go to war over Cuba.
Do you think the event will happen, Stephen?
I'm going to say no. I think they postponed the event.
AJ, obviously,
100%.
You think this postponed. I'm going to, just to mix it up a little bit, my speculation is that the event is happening in a scaled down way. And I personally don't think that Habanos are going to give up the chance to auction off these humidors because there are many things associated with that. We can have a private discussion about that, right?
I go with AJ's statement earlier. All the high rollers from Asia that would spend $500,000, $1 million, 5 million, 10 million pounds ago. Look, I have the 60th anniversary one, and a lot of other people.
They might do it in a virtual way. They might do it as a virtual auction. Virtual auctions take place all the time.
You can't put a virtual auction on your jet.
Nah, doesn't work the same. Doesn't work the same.
You got to have people there.
I've said it. Stephen said it. You've said it. It'd be interesting to say, guys, everybody's that listening.
Yep.
Come on, just don't be scared. You can type yes, no, it's happening, it's not happening. It'd be good to hear what you guys are saying as well. Yeah, what your thoughts are.
I think virtually everyone wants it to happen. There's no one who doesn't want it to happen. Virtually everyone wants it to happen. It's just in the absence of.
No, I don't want it to happen. No, I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen because obviously what the country's going through. No, I think it's wrong.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be the first person. You wouldn't be the first person who said that.
Yeah,
so who's this? This is
this gentleman's from Instagram. He owns a cigar factory in the Dominican Republic. He said would like to come on and talk about this subject, which is great, but we have no way to send him. Yeah, we have no way to get it to him privately. So, sir, if you reach out to me after the show, I'm sure we're going to talk about this again next Saturday.
Next Saturday we'll be sitting in Cuba.
Well, the three of us will. That's why we're doing all this. So
mentally
you guys don't
in Cuba.
Yes. But yeah, you can reach out to us privately and we can bring you on the show next week if you'd like. And we can talk about this plus the other event that happened that nobody knew about.
There are some sensitive things that none of us have actually said on this program. We haven't said them, I think, because they're sensitive, to be very honest. But I'm of a very, very firmish 95% opinion there is something happening. And I suspect also that the auctions will happen, whether they're done in a virtual format or done in an in-person form. I think they'll happen because it's not just about the auctions are not just about the cigar boxes and the cabinets, etc. It's about money, and that's my because money movements, money. Let's put it that way. Money movements are tied to auction
Wait,
houses.
I have somebody, an anonymous source, which is awesome because we have all these people around the world that have ties to the Habano people.
Oh, I have a message from Habanos.
Yes, so here, no. Here's what the
He's saying,
Habanos
yes,
people.
Reza, you're right.
No. Here's what they're saying. It says the system. It says the system wasn't allowing to send emails. It's not because they didn't want to send emails. Just FYI, that is coming from an anonymous source that we have.
I've lost you guys.
Okay.
Did you hear that, AJ? Did you hear it?
No.
No. Can you hear me now?
I think AJ's got a phone ringing.
It seems AJ is very popular. It's everybody calling him.
Habanos are now calling him.
Give me a
You call. They're calling you on the. They're call. All right. I'll read that again when AJ comes back. Fanboy says, "Hey AJ, what are your opinions on the Cuban Americans in America?" I think that may be. We'll ask him, but I think that may be just a little too political. But we will definitely ask him that question.
I think we're hitting a bit of a raw nerve on this.
I think this is going. This is a very interesting show.
In slicing through, something is happening. But that is an interesting comment you got. You said it's an anonymous comment?
Yeah, I got an anonymous comment on my WhatsApp from people that we know.
Are you saying there's an information blockade?
I'm not saying there's an information blockade.
Well, it could be an information blockade.
It could be. I have an anonymous comment from somebody that just said, because, we know all these people now from around the world that said this is their understanding is that what I just read, what they just sent me.
All right.
Wait, I'll be back. AJ will be back. Apparently, he's taking care of something, so we have to fill in things while he's going to be back.
Well,
so the gentleman,
I was thinking that might be a good place to leave the show. Leave everyone hanging a little bit.
We could, if you want. We just tell AJ, then we're going to leave the show.
I think that's a good place to.
And let me just to this gentleman that's JSD 6419. I'm like, it took me 6 weeks. Now you leave the show. What the hell?
I think
but I'm interested. I'm glad he's a cigar manufacturer. I told him, really, again, we're doing this crap. AJ's back, thank God. We'll look forward to having him on next week as well. So when you do this, what he does is he pops out as well. So he leaves me hanging. So I have to improvise for 10 minutes. I don't know if you heard this, AJ, because your phone went off. We had an anonymous source tell us that we are allowed to say this. The system wasn't allowing to send emails. It's not because they didn't want to send.
It was an information blockade.
Yeah. So that's the news from our people from around the world.
Okay, I can believe that.
I didn't even know they could get emails. Yeah, I didn't even know they could get emails.
But that still doesn't say anything. Maybe they've sent messages saying it is over, or they've sent messages saying it's still on. How do we know?
Very interesting.
I know it's, and I think this subject's going to carry on for a few more days. Well, like Reza said, as of Monday, it's exactly 1 week until the festival starts, and every day that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we don't hear. And if we don't hear anything at all, then what, Reza?
I think no. So
he'll be here next Saturday doing the show.
Here's my speculation. So I'll give you a speculative scenario, right? If it genuinely is over, I think you'll get an announcement on Monday, which is in 2 days' time.
How?
One way
Social
or the other,
media?
Through the distributors. I mean, even though it's by carrier pigeon, the carrier pigeon will eventually land. Okay, so that's point number one. Point number two is you heard it here first, because it's not just that I like to swim against the flow of water. I'm not a salmon, but from time to time I do it, right? Yeah.
There we go.
I speculate there is a scale down event taking place. That's my speculation. I am on the side of the Cuban cigar industry, but I'm on the side of the Cuban people. And,
I disagree.
Cuba Libre. And I really, really wanted to go to Cuba, even more than the cigars. I wanted to go to continue my education on Ernest Hemingway, who's my favorite author, who spent his last 20 years living in Cuba. But I have my own fascination. I think it's going to happen. I think it's an event.
You wanted to go there just to get this, didn't you?
Hold on, let me get a close up of that. Let me make him cry.
You just
There
wanted to go there to
the Pro Cigar
get
bag.
one of those. No.
It says Festival Habanos for those people on the podcast that can't see.
AJ, I'm lucky. I'm lucky enough that I live in London and that I know such splendid people as you, and I can pass by to make my own little festival in my head in your company.
There you go.
You wanted to get this, didn't you? But with Cohiba written on it.
Were you just showing off?
Hey, now he's showing off. So
Let's see. What's it? What is it? Can we zoom in?
This is the
Romeo
Romeo
and
and
Julieta.
Juliet.
What is it? It's a lighter.
This is. Let's see. You know what? I don't think I've.
Is this going to be like the last show where you pull out the $3 million lighter?
Romeo and Julieta. What is it?
Oh, look at this.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
It's an ashtray. It's an ashtray.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's a lighter and a cutter. That's beautiful. Very nice.
Is that the colorful one?
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. You know what? That's one of the
really
best
nice.
ones they've done. I like that a lot. That's nice.
This is really good. It is really nice.
I've got one
Is
almost
that-
as good as that. Hang on.
That's why he wants to go.
No, I've got something signed by a bona fide cigar personality.
This was there when it was the Bihiki. You know the Bihiki one?
Yes,
This was the Bihiki one.
Oh, very pretty.
Yeah. And this is by DuPont, okay? This is by
Of
DuPont.
course.
All
DuPont.
right, so in here, this is really nice.
Wow, that's gorgeous. Very nice.
This is nice. This is the one that you can hang around your neck,
And Rizzo wood. So,
right?
yeah.
And you know what? It's fantastic because there's a case.
Oh, wow.
Look, so there's a case.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, he's showing it to you. Pay
I don't
attention.
remember seeing this one actually.
And then you got this,
Yeah.
and then it goes inside here like
And you
that.
wrap it around your neck.
It's like a
Which is
medallion.
Because you go to all these events,
Yeah.
Why
right?
don't I ever see you having this around your neck at number 6?
Because when you
it's
go
not
to
a wrapper?
events, your hands are like this,
Okay.
yeah, and you got your lighter. How does it come out?
It's never,
stuck.
you'll never lose it. It's
Stuck.
stuck.
It's stuck.
That's there's a
It's
short
too
too.
tight a fit.
So that's awesome.
stuck.
That's very cool.
That is nice, isn't it? That is nice. What else is there? What else was there?
You know what? From the event, the thing that is most interesting are the matches and the small ancillary stuff that's on your dinner tables.
Yeah. I mean, I keep
stuff that you're never going to get anywhere else.
I keep all the invitations they
Yeah,
they give
you see,
you.
to me, that's the interesting stuff. Scrapbook stuff.
Like this. I mean, the detail. If you think about it, all of this stuff
Costs money.
right? No, it's all been made. It's ready.
Yeah.
It's there, right? It's all there.
It's
when you
all
got
there.
like this.
That's beautiful.
So this is just an envelope, right?
No, but
And on the back,
it's so
and on
beautifully
the
prepared. I mean,
yeah,
everything
and
is.
on the back of it, you'll have your table number. This is C30. Yeah, so your table number C30, so you know where you're sitting, right? But all of this, I mean, you pull it out.
Yeah.
You've got it like this, and you got inside. Oops. And the reason it's sticky is because every single
Champagne has been
ticket.
spilt all over it.
No, you got two tickets. So they take the first ticket off and to give you something, your goodie bag, and your second ticket is when you pick up your cigar gift, right? So this is where they have their vouchers. Vouchers like a token.
Yeah.
So without the tokens, you don't get your stuff. Because they obviously and to control it, you got to control it. Otherwise, you're gonna get people taking double bags, triple bags,
Right.
quadruple bags. I mean, look at this. This was the Romeo and Juliet one.
Oh wow.
Unfortunately, this was the only one that was disappointing because it rained that day. It rained so much that they had to bring everything inside, but it was very basic. Oh, that's the Romeo and Juliet one. But this is the envelope it came in, you know. But also all of this for the festival,
It's all prepared
yeah,
and it's all there
it's
and
all
it's all ready.
prepared.
Right.
It's all prepared, you know. This is the Upman.
Oh, pretty.
It was the Upman, the Grand Reserva, which we're still waiting for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
And don't forget, Reserva starts with Reza.
There we go. Everything's about him. So
Don't forget, there's only one Reza, AJ.
right,
like
this
Tigger.
is
Don't
this is
forget that.
the auction catalog,
Oh wow.
right? So in here, yeah, they show you all the humidors,
You see, this is a real education. I love this.
Is it?
You see,
right?
this is, I love
This,
this.
and
Yeah.
then in here, yeah, they show you everything, and they even tell you what cigars are inside it. Yeah,
Massimo will know. I don't know why his name just came into my brain. Massimo will know. I should message Massimo right now.
Yeah.
so
Well.
these are the humidors that Massimo made.
Oh
See,
wow.
that's why. That's why his name
The
came into my brain.
Yep.
Romeo and Juliet.
We had Massimo's products on the show about 3 or 4 months ago.
Massimo's hilarious. He'll stand in the corner, the dark glasses on, just smiling.
Now he's the mafioso.
He's
Exactly what you just
proper.
said.
No,
He
I
is
really
an
like him.
exact and hey Massimo, I love you,
He's a
right?
cool
But the reason
cat.
but exactly what Reza just said, he stands at the back with his dark
Yeah.
Just
sunglasses
leans
on
back.
and just watches from people from the background. And who does that? Italian mafiosos.
of the
I mean, look at
No,
this.
he
of
has
the
that
humidor
quiet, humble
of the
confidence
humidor
of
Look at
an
world.
this.
Italian.
Look at this, the way he did this. Look, Romeo and Juliet. Can you see
Yep.
the male and the female? They're
Yes.
Very
kissing.
good. It's
Yep.
very good. It's very Italian design. Very Italian.
Yeah. Really, really nicely done.
Sort of like an optical illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really nicely done. And all of those are drawers.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you hadn't told me that, that was two people kissing, I would have just guessed someone fucked up. You didn't get the line right.
Okay.
Typical.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Partagas. I'm a Partagas lover, right? But look at this. Look at the Partagas in middle.
Wow.
Pinched cap Lusitanias.
Look at it.
AJ.
That
Oh
is
yes, that's a
absolutely gorgeous.
subject.
That's a
That's a
subject.
good subject.
That's a
Yeah, I
subject.
love
And I
to
know
love to
I know
see
the
it.
man who knows that subject is listening as well. That is
Yeah,
what the hell
yeah.
is that? What
Where
the hell
is
is
he?
that?
Why doesn't he come? That was a Partagas humidor.
That's
Very
a
pretty.
Partagas humidor.
Who's the man that knows the
Partagas.
subject that we
That's
should
for
be
me to
inviting
know,
on?
Stephen. That's for me to know.
Oh, well, then fine. I don't want to know. It's fine.
There are some secrets we keep from our partners also.
Ah, okay. I'll remember that.
You see,
Pinched cap Lusitania.
stuff like this, it's all done. It's all printed and made and sitting
So
in Habanos' office.
in showing all this, AJ, all you've done is make a case stronger for the fact that they're so balls in, they're so invested in. How could they cancel that? I mean, that's all you're doing is making
Because
a case for
it's
it.
just printed material. They all they have to do is
By
store
the way,
it.
that printed material is not inexpensive. Is not
Yeah, but they're not
inexpensive.
canceling. They're postponing. So they still have the printed material and they still have the
No,
show. They
because
just hand it to you.
the printed materials, Stephen, as
Yeah.
AJ was showing us, are very date specific.
Well, they'll just put stickers over the dates and give you new ones.
What? So you're gonna print a beautiful thing and then put like a post-it note saying, "Oh, sorry, we had to carry this over from like 6 months ago."
If you pay $5,000, listen, I'm sure they own their own printing presses there. I'm sure it doesn't really cost them anything. They can reprint.
No. Well, yes, true. That's true. We don't know where this stuff is
That's true.
printed,
It's not
right?
like they're flying to Miami and getting it done.
I was told
But he
that it
wants
was
this,
printed
look.
not too far away on a separate island.
Look,
That's
this
very
is the
good.
ashtray. Look,
There
it's
you
an
go.
ashtray. Well,
I like
this
the
is
fact that he has it.
this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. You love this. This
Ooh.
is the first time they gave us matchboxes on each table.
That's
But
right.
look
I
at the
saw
way
those.
look at the way the matchbox is made. Okay, right.
Right.
So you've got the striker here.
Right.
Yeah, but look at this. Okay, the whole thing is wood,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a beauty.
beautiful.
right?
You see,
That's
that
And
beauty.
was one of the
and
objects I
then
think you held up in the video when you were there, right? And I said that is that's quite cool.
so when
That
I
is
said
quite
to
cool.
Rekha, when I was there, when we saw
Yeah.
this and we opened it up, had a look, and even to the matchstick, all right, the matchstick is not square; it's round. You know
Wow.
what she said? She was, "Oh, Papa, that's a cabinet. That's a cabinet of matches." Because
Uh-huh.
only
Yes, it is. It
cabinets are
is.
round, huh? Only
Yeah.
cabinets
Are
are
the
round.
matchboxes numbered? Are they numbered?
No, they're not numbered. No,
That
no,
would be
no, no,
cool.
no.
Now that would be
And
cool. There's an idea for
I,
Habanos.
yeah, and I know the company that made this for them,
Yeah.
right? And I said to him, "Look, can we have these made?" He goes, "No." He goes, "Unfortunately, we cannot make any more apart from what we supplied Habanos." And I said, "Oh fuck." He goes, "You can have anything else made, not
Or
a
just make
problem."
it bigger. Have a bigger one, like sort of
No,
like
you can't.
Swan Vestas.
No, but this is, this is brilliant, isn't it? Even
It
the
That is
is.
awesome.
match.
That is a collectible. That's a serious collectible. And as I say to you, if it was numbered, even more so a collectible.
Even the matchstick is, I mean, round
Unbelievable.
matchstick. You don't see round matchstick.
Hang on. One mistake. One mistake.
Here
The
we go.
cover is not wood, is it?
No, the cover is not wood. The cover is cardboard.
Right, right. If the cover was wood,
But the whole of this,
the whole
the whole
thing, if it
of
was a
this is wood.
yeah, yeah.
Great touch, really, really good touch. Lovely.
Pretty good.
Oh well,
Now Riz is
I
hoping
can
that
show you
they
more.
postpone it until September so he can go.
Sorry?
Who?
Riz is hoping now they say it's going to happen in September so he can go.
No, I told you I'm already speculating they're doing the event. I'm speculating it. They're doing the
Next
event.
week, when I broadcast live from Havana from the event, then you'll know. Okay, so just relax. Stop trying to take the surprise away. So,
Stephen.
yeah, sure. I was asked. I was going to go. I was going with a whole bunch of guys to Cigar Rabbi. Everyone's going, and then there's no event, so now we're not going.
Seriously? Or are you just BSing?
No, really. I mean, literally, I'm an hour away by plane, and then it's not that
What
hard
the
to get there.
fuck?
Yeah, so we
You
were
kept that
going.
quiet. You kept that quiet. We could have. So that means we would have just met up out the blue.
I would have let you know once I was getting on the plane, because when you went to the Dominic, they told me you were in Miami, and I started to laugh, and I'm like, "What? He doesn't call and tell me he's in Miami? I'm 3 hours
Oh,
away. I can be there in
that's
20 minutes by airplane." So,
I
but
know.
that was okay because I know
Yeah.
Ruben's more important. And
Nicaragua. We went to Nicaragua.
yes, I know. So I was like, "No worries." And so I figured if I went to Cuba, I could kind of surprise everybody by WhatsApping them as I was getting on the airplane, figuring we were all flying at the same time, going, "Hey, I'm in Cuba. When are we having cigars together?" So there you
Cuba?
go.
You said Cohiba.
Your private jet.
Well, from Monaco, we do take the private jet, so it's we can't fly with commoners. It's the way it works. So there you go. So I was going to bid on some humidors, bring them back to the villa, and then go back to the States. You can't bring them here.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
I'm just looking. I'm just reading. I'm just trying to read the comments, and
Yes.
no one has said anything about the question we asked them.
No,
I've
if they were
got
going to go.
private messages. I've got private messages. I haven't read them. There are some people who are messaging away, and they don't want it to be seen. And I don't quite know what the reason for that is, other than the intrigue involved.
Well, no,
Well, you know
the
what?
people.
The whole reason of having this show is we can talk about it. Talk
Correct.
about it. Yeah. I mean, I could have said no. I'm not going to come on the show because obviously I'm in the game, right? But I don't think we talked anything out of line that hasn't already been talked about.
No.
Or we're just talking, and it'd be just that's the whole thing of this social media is it's people can hide behind texts and don't want to say this, want to say this, right? But come on, let's talk about it openly.
Well, we look at the show sometimes like we not that we are, never will we be a journalistic show. But when somebody says, "I'm going to tell you something in confidence," and you can say it, but you just can't tell where it came from, we accept that. So the stuff I was reading to the people that were sending me stuff that say, hey, don't tell them who this is. I'm okay with that. But I mean, it's interesting though, but to your point, it doesn't look like anybody's gotten an email or a message that says, hey, come on down. So it's going to be very interesting to see next week who shows up, if any, if they actually have a festival. And you know what?
100%.
If they do have a festival, great. I hope everybody has a wonderful time. I hope it goes well, and everybody is.
I think it's happening. I think it's happening.
All right. I don't. I still think, to AJ's point and your point earlier, on humanitarian reasons, if you're going to go to this festival and
Nothing
you know
to do
the
with
issues,
humanitarian. I'm not talking about humanitarian. I'm just saying.
I'm not talking about Habanos at this point. I think if you go to the festival knowing that these people are having this kind of strife, you're literally just a douchebag. So that's it. That's all I can say.
So let's exit on that point.
As AJ just came back. AJ, as always, my friend, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for doing this. We know this is an impromptu for you, and you've got better things to do than hang out with the two of us on a Saturday.
It's Valentine's.
Oh, thank you.
Valentine's.
You're so sweet. And to the fan that wished me a happy Valentine's Day earlier in the show, thank you very much. Happy Valentine's to you, I'm sure, and to everybody. And we'll see everybody next Saturday. AJ probably won't be with us. It'll be Riz and I and whoever.
AJ will be in Cuba.
Yeah, he'll be in Cuba at the festival.
I will
pictures.
not. I will not. I will not be in Cuba. I will not be in Cuba. 100% not.
We'll see everybody next week. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Once again, thank you everybody on Instagram. Thank you everybody on YouTube. The podcast will come out tomorrow. The show will be rebroadcasted at 1 o'clock this afternoon. You can watch it on YouTube on the live section whenever you want. See you, everybody. Cheers. Thank you, AJ. Bye.
See you guys. Bye-bye.